So tell me the story. What the hell?
We'll revisit this story. So, you remember that conversation we had where you told me how to write a book that is guaranteed to sell?
Yeah.
Well, you gave me a very specific formula. The other day I was at CHF and I was sitting in their little office waiting area and there was a book on the table. And I picked it up and I opened it. And the very first page, not even into the introduction, just the very first page of the book was a thank you to our sponsors. And number one was they thanked BMO. And then I started flipping through the book and it was just a whole bunch of short little segments by other authors and professionals. And I looked at it. This is the exact formula that Robert told me to use if I wanted to write a successfully selling book. So I told Robert he was right.
Ha! All right. So I'll get you to put the camera on me here, Bucko. And I'll give the very, very short version of what the formula is, because it's really stupidly simple. To begin with, you don't have to be a great writer, right? You don't even have to have more than a single word for your idea. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's write a book on corporate management. Now, I know nothing about corporate management. I'm a small business, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't plan on growing this stuff to the point of having a corporation that, you know, has taken over the world. But corporate management, I also happen to know a lot of people who are corporate managers. Even if I didn't know anybody who was a corporate manager, I can pick up the telephone and call a corporation and say, hi, I'd like to speak to somebody who's in charge of management. And they'll put me through to that person. I'll introduce myself and say, hi, I'm Robert, this is what I'm doing. I'm putting a book together. And I was told that you are the person to talk to, because that's who they sent me through. You don't have to say anything more than that. You're the person to talk to about writing this thing. I would love for you to just put together your top 10 secrets for professional management of this corporation. It doesn't have to be anything specific. You don't have to write about your company specifically, but we will give you a byline at the bottom that can have your email address and phone number if you're doing anything else or whatever. And you get a share of the royalty, right? Or you can spin that around. Instead of giving them a share of the royalty, you can say, for the low price of $250, $500, $1,000. We want you to get involved, but we also want you to pay. Some people do that. I don't. Next, once you've got 10 people, all you need is 10 people to write a chapter. 6 pages, 10 pages each, right? A couple thousand words, it's nothing much. So you get these people to write a chapter on whatever it is, the topic that you had in mind. They're writing the book for you. All you have to write is the acknowledgments page, the introduction, maybe a foreword. You get somebody else to write a foreword, right? Next, now that you've got these 10 people all lined up to write the book for you, and by the way, it's your name that goes on the front of the book. I mean, you're just the editor. Now what you do is you shop around and try and get sponsorships for the book, because you want to be able to produce a few copies of the book. So you start talking to banks, and you talk to the people that you've got writing the book to see if they know anybody or if their company wants to contribute. And you basically say, look, I'll give you a page, a full page advertisement inside the book. You can put whatever the hell you want in there. Make it timely, make it important, right? This page sponsored by Bank of Montreal, as an example. They haven't sponsored anything, not for me anyways. But you can go and talk to all these different companies, send off an email, and just invite them to do the sponsorship. Tell them that you have a tiered system, platinum, gold, and silver. The silver level, they get a shout out, and maybe a mention on the website. And the gold level, they get both of those, but they also get a full page ad. The platinum level, they get all of that, plus on the actual thing, you have a talk about them. You're giving them all sorts of extra stuff inside the book. You make it special for them. You give them sort of a platinum level degree of service. They get 100 copies of the book or something. Anyways, so this is really fantastic. You set up that little tiered sponsorship system. They give you a shit ton of money for it. Not only are you getting money before the book's ever published, but now you've also got an automatic group of people that want to buy the book because they want to see it succeed. So they're going to talk to everybody about it. And then finally, you've got your 10 people who have written your book for you, Your name is on the front cover with your big old smiley face, and other people did all the work. That's what I was talking to him about. It's super stupid simple. It's what everybody on the planet who has sponsors help support them do. And at the same time, it's not frickin' rocket science. Every movie that's been produced in decades has had corporate sponsorship, just to have, you know, their computer show up, or their specific brand of car. Those companies provided the vehicle or provided the computers, but they also provided money for that product placement. End of story.
And I've seen proof this works.